Hello everyone, I'm happy to be back. I am sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. It's just gotten really crazy. I opened my Etsy shop back up again. I had it on break for about 3 months. Actually, no, all of my fall semesters, so since August. So I've been putting a lot of my time back into that. I've just been focusing really on my business. I'm doing well right now since it is a slow month, like a slow season. I'm doing all my production ahead of time. I'm getting my holidays out of the way. Right now I'm already up to Easter, making Easter, so I'm really getting ahead. And I'm also going to do a separate video of how to utilize a slow period, because production is a big thing for a slow period to do. I'm getting stuff ready for the summer. I'm getting stuff ready for my Etsy. So I'm doing a lot in my slow period. So today's video is just how to pick the right craft fair. I know my last one was how to get ready for craft fairs, but this video will be how to pick a craft fair. I'm going to go more into depth about picking a craft fair because it is a big deal, because you're shelling out a lot of money. You don't want to waste anything, so it is a big deal. It's not something you just, book the night before, not knowing anything about it. So I'm just going to go right into that. So the big thing is research. So this video is actually going to be probably my shortest video that I have up here, because there's really not much to it. But you want to research. That is a huge thing. Like I said in my last video, there are pages to look on for craft fairs near you. If you Google craft fairs near me, I since found, I've been doing that forever. I've been doing that for years, but I since found that Facebook groups are so much more effective. I get better craft fairs out of the Facebook groups for people, like running the craft fairs. I'm in 2 of them. I'm in one group for people, for vendors, so everyone tells each other how the craft fair was in our area. And then the other one is for like a craft fair, a vendor wanted page. So it's people that are running the craft fairs or the shows, and they're the ones looking for vendors. But I find more, it's in both groups, how some people, they'll post a day or they'll post a craft fair, and you'll have other people comment based on their experience. Because now, when I used to look up the shows off of Google, I was really just kind of going on a hunch, really. I was going based on what the people said that they were putting online, how many people they got each year, or how many years they were running it. So like a 38th annual, it's got to be some sort of successful fair, not productive. It has to be some sort of successful fair for it to be going for 30 years straight. But they could tell you that every year they have 10,000 people attend, and they can only have 2 people attend. So that really wasn't too reliable in a sense, because you weren't talking to people who did the craft years, the craft fairs the year before. So you don't really know how well it is, and there's no experience based on, obviously when someone goes to run their craft fair, they're not going to tell you the year before it was slow and the vendors didn't even make their table feet. They're not going to tell you that. So you really want to see from a personal experience. And also, there's another one, is by personal experience. Everyone has their own experience. People sell different stuff. So I sell hair bows. I could do better if I go to a dance studio craft fair. I could do better than someone who's selling Matchbox cars. So it's totally different. It's also based on who's around you, what the fair is for. So you have to research, because you can look online for a car show and people tell you it's a huge attendance, it's an amazing show, but you have to look at what they're selling. But if you have people, you have to look for the key things that other people are telling you. How many people were going around, if the people were looking to buy, and how many people were there, are they looking to buy, was it busy, did they advertise well? So things like that is what you're looking for. Now, you also, I mean, if someone tells you that they did awful, then it's like, okay, it could have just been them depending on what they were selling at a particular fair. But if you have more than a couple people saying that about the fair, then it's kind of iffy, because it's like, okay, it's more than one person. But even say if someone's like, okay, I did awful, and there was 10,000 people at the fair, it was just based on people weren't looking for what that person was selling. And so that is a big thing. And but also, say if there's someone who's saying, I didn't make anything because there was no people there, then that's not fair to do. Because if there's not traffic, nobody's going to get sales. Whereas someone cannot get sales, but there be traffic. So if the people say that there are absolutely no traffic, no advertising, then that's a fair. It doesn't matter what you sell. It's not going to be great, because you need shoppers to buy your stuff. So if there's no foot traffic, who's going to buy your stuff from the fair? So that is also a big thing. And also, as you're starting out, you don't want to jump right into the most expensive fairs, only because it's kind of hard, because right now the craft fairs I do about $400 for a weekend, so $200 a day, and I started doing craft fairs at $20 for the table. So that was a big, I worked my way up over the past 3 years, and so that was a pretty big thing for me. I worked my way up, and what I learned, because all of my early fairs were learning mistakes. Everything that I sold at my beginning fairs, my setup for my fairs, my pricing, none of it's the same. Absolutely none of it's the same. And it's because you want to learn from your craft fairs. And I'm still learning now, 3 years. But I'm doing better. Like my prices are the same, or like around the same. The only thing that's, I still, for the most part, I have my setup down, but I only got it down within the past 6 months. So I got it recently down. But it took a while, because you're not going to know what setup works if you don't do craft fairs. So all my beginning ones were like learning mistakes, and a lot of my beginner ones, yes, I wanted to make money, but for starters, I didn't do enough research. I should have done a lot more research, but I also, those were, I knew I was going to have to learn, so I wasn't putting in all this money. I wasn't too concerned about, tripling my table fee. If my table fee was $20, I was excited to break my table fee, because I knew I had more experience going into the next fair. So it was more, right now, when I do a craft fair, I heavily research it. And I mean, year to year, because the ones I do, they're year to year. So I don't have to worry about if they're not going to be there the next year. So I just do the ones I already did the year before. So that's why my first year and a half was trial and error. And because it took me a while to find the craft fairs that were big ones every single year. It took me a while to work my way up to them. And they were there when I first started the craft fairs, but I knew I wasn't ready to spend $400 on a table. When I had no idea what I was doing, I didn't want to lose $400. I would have felt better losing $20. So these big fairs that I do now, they're some of the biggest fairs on the island when they happen. And if what I did at my $20 tables in the beginning, say if I did the $400 tables in the beginning and what I did at the $20 tables, I wouldn't have made my money back. So all my beginning ones were learning curves for the ones I have now, the ones I do now. So that is a big thing, is you don't want to spend too much money just starting out, because you don't know how your stuff's going to sell, or you don't really know what you're doing, so you don't want to pour all this money into something where it's going to be hard to get your table fee back. So my first fairs, I didn't really care about making I was happy when I made my table fee back, but I didn't care too much because I knew I had to learn what to do. So the easiest way to learn is to experience it. So that was really helpful for me. And that was that's another big thing. It's probably gonna be my last tip. Like I said, this video is really quick. Is you have to go out there and do these craft fairs. You can research all day long, all week long, all month long, everything. But if you don't go go and get out there to start a craft fair, you don't know what setup works best for you. You're not going to know who's going to buy your stuff. You don't know what prices to sell your stuff out if you don't go out and get there. That didn't make sense. But that's the biggest thing, is you have to put all your skills into practice. So that's why my first fairs were just putting all my skills into practice. And also, I didn't research. So now my bigger craft fairs, I did research into. So that was also another big thing. Everything kind of combines together. You want to research and you want to experiment, really. I guess it's kind of like craft fair science. You want to research and you want to experiment. And because the summer and the right before Christmas, so like November and early December, are the biggest months for craft fairs. Like right now I'm going to be doing a Valentine's Day craft fair next week, and I've never done a craft fair outside of the summer or December before. So actually this year I started doing craft fairs in November, and I did not do craft fairs ever in November. I only did the first 2 weekends in December. So this was also a big leap for me, was November, and I sold more in November than I did December because people were buying more Christmas related stuff in November, and then December was more like gifts. So I also had to experiment with months too for craft fairs. So that was a big thing. My big months are May to August, like early September, and then December. But then I'm gonna do November, and I'm gonna hope to go into October. So I'm still learning myself, but these are just tips to get yourself going for craft fairs. So you're always gonna have to learn, but you can't learn if you don't go out and do these craft fairs. So that's the biggest part of it, is you have to research and learn. So you have to learn by your own mistakes, and there's no way that you will ever be able to figure out your table setup without actually setting up your table. So that's a big thing. I'm also going to do my next video, maybe not my next, but I'm going to do how I get ready for craft fairs, because I do have a craft fair coming up. So I feel like that'd be perfect, how I prepare for the craft fair. And I finally got my planner. I know I'm a little late. Well, we're 3 weeks into January. I finally got my planner for this year. So I'm also going to do a plan with me. And I think I'm going to do my plan with me based on next week when I prepare for my craft fair. So I think that'd be perfect to put together. And I'm sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. So this video actually isn't that short as I thought. I'm sorry. I ramble a little much. I'm really trying to work on that. But I don't know what my next video is. So whatever it is, I hope you like it. And please, please, please subscribe and like this video. That would help me out so much. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Hope everyone enjoys these tips. And I really have to work on how to close a video because I get awkward at the end. So, bye. I'll see you in my next video.